In the golden annals of Greece, in the age when gods and mortals intertwined their fates, there existed a kingdom of unparalleled majesty and grandeur, nestled amidst verdant hills and caressed by the gentle whispers of the Aegean Sea. This realm stood as a testament to the splendor of its rulers, the House of Thebes. It was within these sacred walls that a boy was born, bathed in the golden light of royalty, the son of the mighty King Laius and his fair queen Jocasta. The birth of the heir to the royal house was not something auspicious at all. In the king's visit to Apollo's temple, the king was told a prophecy in which the birth of his son would be the cause of his death and the ruin of his entire family.
O my pity, thy son shall not bring any joy to thy life. Instead, he may be the one to end it.
What is it that thou meanest? I am your king, and that is my son you speak of. I demand totality.
Hark! In days hence, the youthful prince hath reached his majority. He shall seize the throne through might, bringing thee and the realm under his dominion.
Thus, the king decided that for the best of his family, the child should die. So the infant prince was entrusted to the care of a loyal servant, charged with a solemn duty to carry out the king's decree. With trembling hands and a heavy heart, the servant bore the child to the treacherous slopes of Mount Citheron, where ancient shadows dance with whispered secrets. Bound by fate's cruel design, the boy's feet were pierced, a symbol of his destined path. A rope woven from the strands of inevitability snaked its way through his tender flesh, binding him to the cruel whims of destiny. And there, amidst the gnarled branches of an ancient tree, the child was left to the mercy of the wild beasts that prowled the mountain slopes. However, the servant could not leave the poor child in that place.
I won't, but this is my solemn office to do it. I cannot leave a baby alone at the street to be fed to the evil creatures of this mountain. Hush now, little one, for I pray to the gods that thou shalt find good and caring parents.
The servant saw a man nearby and handed him to an unknown shepherd who was passing by with his cattle. The shepherd untied the child's feet and treated his wounds, and later on, he baptized the baby as Oedipus, which meant the one with swollen feet.
Corinth, ruled by the benevolent King Polybus and his gracious queen.
Good day, my beloved King and Queen of Corinth. Today, I present a child who I cannot raise for and too poor. Please accept him, for he has not have a home.
Oh, how much I pity this child, for he doth not has a family. I cannot bear a child, my king, so let us care for this one, for he may be a gift from the gods.
He might be the chosen one, granted to us by the gods, and so let it be done. Let us raise and care of this child.
Oedipus found solace and sanctuary, raised amidst opulent halls and sun-kissed courtyards. Grew into a young man of unparalleled beauty and strength, his keen intellect a beacon of hope amidst the shadows of uncertainty. However, during a celebration, one of the drunk noblemen insulted Oedipus, saying that he was not worthy to be the heir to the throne of Corinth since he was a foreigner. Ha 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 ha! Doth thou verily regard that thou can be the next king of Corinth? Ha ha! Thou art not from hither, so thy blood is not right to be a king. His words, dripping with venom, ignited a spark of curiosity within the young prince, for he sensed that truth lay hidden beneath the veil of ignorance, waiting to be unveiled.
What is that courtier junk saying? That I am not fit to rule Corinth? I want to know who's telling the truth. Ah, yes, the oracle.
Turning to the fabled oracle of Delphi, Oedipus sought answers to the questions that plagued his soul. But the oracle clothed in enigmatic silence and said,
I cannot answer thy question yet, but I sense a terrible future for thou. Oedipus, thou shalt dispatch thy father, and marry thy mother, and live a shameful descent.
Undeterred by the oracle's reluctance, Oedipus embarked on a journey of self-discovery. determined to defy the hand of fate and carve his own destiny from the stone of uncertainty.
I refuse to let fate feed on my life. I shall leave Corinth to keep my parents, especially my father, from the prophecy.
And so, with a heavy heart and a steadfast resolve, Oedipus set forth on a quest that would forever alter the course of his life. A journey that would lead him to the fabled city of Thebes, where destiny awaited with bated breath. Wandering aimlessly through Greece, Oedipus heard rumors that a monster was devastating the city of Thebes.
By your leave, sir, is it true that there are monstrous beasts bothering the city of Thebes?
I am glad thou, young Philo. They call the beast the Sphinx. This said that its upper corporal agent is a woman. The legs and arms are as big as a lion, and hath wings as huge as an eagle.
That creature must be horrifying.
Yes, it is, but the vile creature stood near in the rock, the town entrance, and all those whom approach it. Now the following sentence, uttered by the Sphinx, like for me, or I shall devour thou. And presently after that, the creature presented a riddle, and all those whom durst approach her, and who tried to decipher the enigma failed, and were devoured.
Creon provisionally reigned over the city of Thebes, which was mourning the death of King Laius after losing his firstborn to the Sphinx. Creon decreed that he would grant the hand of his sister Jocasta in marriage queen, and the widow of Laius to the one capable of defeating the Sphinx, and this hero would become the king of Thebes. Oedipus decided to accept this challenge because he did not fear death, and if he ended up dying, at least he would know that his parents would be saved from his terrible prophecy. Oedipus met the Sphinx and heard the well-known sentence.
Decipher me or I'll devour you. In the morning I have 4 legs that lead to. And when the twilight comes, I have 3 among a creature. It is the only thing that can change its number of legs. But the greater the number, the lower its speed and strength.
Oedipus stared at the Sphinx, which was already licking her lips, waiting for yet another meal, and so the boy uttered his reply.
The answer is the human being. At the dawn of his life, he walks on his arms and legs. At the middle of his life, he walks on his 2 legs. And at the end of his life, he has to rely on the king.
The enigma's resolution covered the Sphinx with an unbearable shame, and she ended up throwing herself from the top of a cliff. The Sphinx was dead, and Thebes was safe again. Oedipus gave the hand of his sister Jocasta to the hero, and he married her. Oedipus was now the king of Thebes. His wife, despite having a certain age, was still very beautiful and fertile. And with her, Oedipus had several children, and they lived very happily. But black clouds began to cover the city of Thebes, a premonition that something terrible was about to happen. Many years passed, and Oedipus, despite having some flaws, was seen as a righteous and benevolent king. However, a plague was ravaging the city of Thebes, and many lives were cut short by the disease. Desperate, the population reached for their king, who had already saved the city in the past, and begged Oedipus to save it again.
My king, this kingdom of Thebes needs thy help. My daughter is dying from plague. Please save us.
Do not worry. I promise I shall stop this plague.
King Oedipus did not dodge his responsibility with the city, and ordered Creon, his friend and brother-in-law, to go to the oracle of Delphi and find out the source of such misfortune. Creon returns from the oracle with the answers for such calamity.
I will reveal what I was told by Apollo. Through the great oracle of Delphi, he expressly ordered that we must purify the sacred land of ancient city of Thebes that was tarnished by a vile criminal.
The oracle revealed that the plague would persist until the one responsible for the death of Laius, the former king of Thebes, was expelled from the glorious city, which he used as a haven. The only thing known was that King Laius had been murdered by a gang of thieves at a crossroads, but their identities remained unknown. Oedipus assumed the responsibility to uncover the identity of such vile element who lurked within the walls of Thebes and said,
Anyone who knows the real identity of the murderers is obliged to report what they know to me. Do not fear any kind of retaliation of whom the perpetrator is, since you will be duly rewarded.
Creon suggested the presence of Tiresias, an old blind man who was a notorious slave runner, and with the help of his powers, the criminal could be found. The old Tiresias appeared before Oedipus, who told him,
Elderman, your reputation as a Kivran gives you enough credit to help us reveal the identity of the murderer. Therefore, I command you to reveal everything you know.
Terrible is the knowledge that only causes misery to those who know it. Let me go, my king, and bear your own burden, for let me bear mine. It will be better for the both of us.
Knowledge of the killer's identity. Reveal it now. Do not continue the city of thieves to continue to suffer due to your omission.
You do not know what you're asking for. Such knowledge will only cause misery, and my mouth knows nothing.
Out of my sight. He's an old demented man.
You wanted the truth and forced me to say it. Now force yourself to endure the punishments of the fruits of the curse that has summoned upon you. For I know the powerful truth.
Take this traitor away. He'll be only in collusion with Prince Crane who brought this man here to stay with my crown.
Oedipus then accused Creon of treason and conspiracy, alongside Tiresias, and attempt to strip him of his power.
Why do you impose such burdensome accusations on me in such a careless way? I have always been your friend and made you king. I don't want your crown anyways. Standing by your side, I enjoy the benefits of being royalty without having to assume the burdensome responsibilities of being a king. I never had the ambition to take your crown for myself.
Queen Jocasta, who was watching everything, tried to calm the tempers of her husband and brother. However, Creon walked away furious with Oedipus's accusations.
Husband of mine, don't mind with that. Olden oracles no longer have the power that they used to. It was prophesied that Laius would be killed by his own son, but he died when he was just a baby.
At that point, the arrival of a messenger from Corinth was announced, from the city where Oedipus' parents still reigned.
Lord, I bring sad news from Corinth. Your old father is dead. And for this reason, you should come back to your beloved city and take the throne as the king's heir.
The news you give me is sad, but it gives me great relief that the oracles predicted that I would kill my father and marry my own mother.
You see, Oedipus, the oracle's word is no longer valuable. The old king of Corinth died without your intervention.
But what if my old father died because of the despair he felt after I decided to abandon him?
Don't worry, my king. The queen is not your real mother. She simply adopted you.
After hearing what the messenger had said, Jocasta felt a deep tightness in her heart.
Do not insist on going down that path. I beg you.
I have to discover the identity of Leia's murder. It's my duty to discover the identity of the first.
Don't you dare, sorrowful one. If you insist, that will be the title that you will carry for the rest of your life.
Jocasta, desolated, crumbled into tears and ran to her room. During that moment of revelation, light shed on the whole darkness that had blinded on the poor Oedipus. His prophecy had been fulfilled while trying to escape his fate from Corinth. Oedipus in fact crossed paths with it, but Oedipus' full misery had yet to be reached. Queen Jocasta had just committed a desperate act. Oedipus ran toward the royal rooms, but the door was locked.
Jocasta, don't do anything that cannot be undone. This is not our fault. It is true fate.
After forcing the door, Oedipus found Jocasta hanging with a rope around her neck. Oedipus laid the body of the lifeless queen on the floor. He removed the golden brooches that tied her dress, and with their needles pierced his own eyes.
Cursed be my eyesight, for I have witnessed bloodshed there closely. Therefore, I betrayed them, so that I have no longer faced my parents in the kingdom of Hades.
Blind Oedipus addressed the population of Thebes and said,
I have blocked my own eyes. What can I admire or love in this land? Now, take me to exile far from Thebes, because I'm the most damned hated creature among mortals.
Oedipus handed his crown to his brother-in-law Creon, who would take care of the kingdom until his children reached the age to reign. Oedipus was given to the cane of the neglected, and the wretched king was taken by his own children to the city gates. His beloved daughter Antigone stretched out her arm and decided to accompany her poor father in exile. For Oedipus, the presence of his daughter at his side could only mean that the gods finally felt sorry
for a man so cruelly persecuted since the beginning of his life.